Rasslin, that's wrestling. Rasslin, that's
And we are back for week 2 of round 2 of Rasslin. Bam! Brandon Walker. Look how good I look. It's the only shirt I had. It's the only shirt I had. Well, it doesn't matter. We got a lot going on this week in wrestling. We are taking over the world by storm. We are at AEW shows, we're at WWE shows, we're everywhere. But we ain't shit. We're not shit unless people will watch us. Thank you for liking, for subscribing, for deciding that this channel, which is dedicated to just having fun with wrestlers, having fun with wrestling, because I guess, look at it like this, guys. I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth. Wrestling is fun. So if you use today to go on Twitter and complain about match length or this guy getting buried or this guy, no, shut up! Wrestling is fun, and this show is fun. Please like this channel, subscribe to this channel, enjoy this channel, because this is my version of fun with wrestlers, with wrestling, and why we love this shit in the first place. All right, on this week's show, we got news to talk about. I went to Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green's wedding. It was fantastic. I was in the groom's party there. It was great. Enjoyed it. We'll get to that in a minute. Dynamite happened last week. Huge title match. We've got a title match in the Royal Rumble now. Actually, we're leaning towards a couple of them. A lot going on. Mickie James, the Forbidden Door. Hello. Got a lot of news to talk about at the top. But then we've got one of my favorites in wrestling right now, because I've told you many times, and you'll see this later. I've told you many times, I'm kind of rekindling my romance with wrestling through my daughter, who's now 13 years old, and she loves wrestling. And one of her favorites is here today. Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is here, fresh off her great match at WWE Day 1. We'll talk to Liv Morgan. We got a little bit, we already ran the full video on Monday on our YouTube, but a little nugget from AEW's John Silver that we'll drop in here. We've got voicemails. We got our top 5 Royal Rumble surprises of all time coming up. And if you want to know where all that is, because you just don't want to watch a music or a YouTube video forever, right here, table of contents. You can go ahead and go right to whatever you want to listen to. Yes, yes, maybe. Okay? That way we don't get sued. So if you do yes, 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 I feel like we could get sued. Yes, perhaps, maybe, possibly. That's my thing. I don't know if I'll be able to get it over. Why do you keep making motions behind the camera?
Your arms were not in the shot. I don't know if that's going to be an issue. Because we just wanted a nice time.
No, get my arms in the shot. No, it's the moment's gone now. The moment's gone. You ruined it. You ruined it. Wrestling is known for the worst producer.
Oh my God, Jesus!
I got long arms.
I got to fucking knock down a wall.
No, I don't want. Here, I'll do it like I'm Bryan Danielson. I'll do it with Bryan Danielson. Yes, maybe, perhaps.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm ready to click now.
My normal producer got COVID, so they left me with this one. Was I not supposed to say that? Fucking idiot goes out in the world and gets COVID. Who's getting COVID in 2022? Oh yeah, Cody Rhodes. Cody, by the way, the second wrestler who, and we didn't do it. None of us had COVID when this happened. We didn't do it. In fact, I'm pretty sure he gave my producer COVID. Anyway, second wrestler who showed up at Barstool, did an interview, pulled out of the next event on Saturday. Sasha Banks being the first. We didn't do that either. That wasn't us. I ain't gotten COVID. That was me knocking on wood. My penis. So we got news. And then we'll get to the Liv Morgan interview. We will get to everything else. Up first, and we're going to get to the releases in just a minute. But up first, we're heading towards something that I love. Because last week, I did something I never do. I did something I hate when you guys do. I bitched and complained. I didn't like that Big E lost the title so unceremoniously. But we're now heading towards the Rumble, and we're heading towards Brock Lesnar against Bobby Lashley. Yes, yes, oh my God, yes. Give me this all day long. These are two of the behemoths of the wrestling industry. Last 2 years, outside of Roman Reigns, I don't think you can find me a better professional wrestler, a better star than Bobby Lashley. That's how good he's been. Lesnar, Lashley at the Rumble is going to fucking rock. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait. And you can complain about WWE, and all of you do. Everybody does. You can complain about WWE and AEW till the cows come home, but when you get guys like Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley meeting for the first time in a ring, that's why we do this shit right here. Sign me up. Hook it right here into my veins. Actually, this is my arm that I do the meth in. But actually, you don't inject meth, do you?
Heroin.
Heroin is what you inject. Thank you very much. Thank you. I got great heroin veins, although I've never done it. Why? What have you heard? All right. So we got Lashley, Lesnar. We're possibly headed towards Rollins, Reigns. I can't wait for both of those. This is me talking to you. We're family. I'm Brandon Walker, Rasslin. We're doing great things here. The Rumble is my favorite event of the year. And that might be a basic bitch answer. It's fine. I love the Rumble more than anything. I love the 3, 2, 1, bang, and then I just love everything about the Rumble. And I love the title match. The Rumble is my favorite event. Mania is the biggest event. Other times, other events are the best events, but the Rumble is my favorite event. All the way back to 92. The 92 Rumble with Flair, my favorite wrestling match of all time. And I know that's kind of cheating, but it is. It's facts. Love the Rumble. Love that we're in Rumble season. It means Mania's coming up. Can't wait. And we're going to have some WWE stars coming through these doors very soon to hype up the Rumble, to hype up everything that's going on, including Liv Morgan, who is here on this show today. We released the John Silver video on Monday. If you're following this YouTube, it's already there, so go back and watch that. The Liv Morgan full interview. We'll have some good parts of her today. Full interview, and it's very entertaining. Will be tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning, on the Rasslin YouTube. Now, WWE released William Regal, Road Dogg Jesse James, Scott Armstrong. The list goes on and on and on of who got released the other day. And this is one divide between me and the wrestling fan base as a whole. Usually when somebody gets released, a wrestler, a behind-the-scenes guy, wrestling Twitter acts like it's a funeral. They act like it's these people are dying. They act like they've lost a family member. I don't view it like that. I view the wrestling business as very fluid. Guys go into companies, guys go out of companies. This happens all the time. If Regal is not working for WWE, well, guess what? Regal now has an opportunity to go work at AEW or somewhere else. This happens. It's a very transient business. I never get upset when a guy is either released or let go or leaves on his own. I just don't, because I know the reality of the situation. William Regal will work in wrestling till the day he wants to stop working in wrestling, and that doesn't stop when he leaves WWE. That's how awesome he is. I can handle the releases. Here's what I can't handle. I think this is the biggest and most final blow yet to the NXT we all fell in love with. I love NXT. NXT was my favorite wrestling brand for a long time. And it's gone. It's different. It's NXT 2.0 now. They're not going out on the indies and finding these top flight guys like Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish and on and on and on and on and on. They're not doing that. They're not getting those guys from who have proven themselves and developing them. They're now getting younger, more physically impressive talent perhaps. Braun Breaker looks like a star. He's going to be awesome. But NXT 2.0 is a different vision. It's not the NXT of Brooklyn 2015 when Bayley and Sasha tore the house down. It's not the NXT of 2017 when War Games came back. It's not the NXT of DIY against the Revival. It's not that NXT anymore. And I love that so very much. So it hurts to see that go. It hurts to see it go. I wish it was still here. It's not still here. We move forward. NXT 2.0. I mean, it'll probably blossom into something we all like too, but fuck. NXT, the first version, the black and gold. RIP. It's over. It's officially done. Regal's gone. Road Dogg's gone. I'm sure Triple H is back there trying to figure out what's going on. I don't know. I don't talk to Triple H very much. He only texts me once or twice a day. But sad. Me and Nick, one of my producers, they're both idiots. We went to Dynamite last week. We went to All Elite Wrestling Dynamite in Newark, New Jersey. If you ever get a chance to go to Newark, New Jersey, fucking don't. Don't do it. Not great. I smelled a smell in the Newark train station I didn't know was possible. It smelled like shit wrapped in shit. Did you smell that?
Big time.
Oh my God. Anyway, that's not important because inside the Prudential Center, we watched a hell of a wrestling match. And I mean a hell of a wrestling match. When Hangman Adam Page became the AEW champion, I wondered who they would get to give him credibility in the ring and give him a great first defense. And they told a story with Bryan Danielson. They went to a 60-minute draw. It was a great match, phenomenal match at Winter is Coming. And then at Newark, They ran it back, and Hangman Page, they both got color. They both did the whole job there. They both, just a tremendous match, and Hangman Page ends up winning in about 35 minutes. Maybe the best match I've ever seen live. I'm just trying to think out loud. I haven't seen a whole lot of wrestling shows live, maybe 20, but it was one of the best. Now, the show it's ended on a sad note for me because, Ray Phoenix got hurt. His arm did things the arm shouldn't do. So I didn't love that. Like, it ended on a sour note. But the first 45 minutes of Dynamite, and there's nothing like live wrestling. If you're still indoors because of COVID, if you have a chance to go to a wrestling show, get back out there and discover your love for it. Because WWE puts on the best live events in the world. That is my statement. I believe that. They put on a live show that is unparalleled in wrestling or any other entertainment venue. But AEW, for wrestling fans, puts on one hell of a show too. And the first 45 minutes with Page against Danielson, and then the mic battle between CM Punk and MJF, sign me up for that shit. It was fantastic. It was great. And it was a great night. And we were able to walk backstage there at Dynamite and see some old friends, see some new friends. It was fantastic. Speaking of Dynamite, I'm Dynamite. Last night I was talking sports. It's just me and my good friend Britt Baker just rapping back and forth, and we'll put it up there. You see the tweet right here. I'm just having fun with Steelers fans. I'm just saying things like, hey, they should go ahead and tie. I don't know if you watch football, but I was just playing around with the Steelers fan. Britt Baker, she's ever the kidder. We're great friends. Me, her, and Adam. We hang out all the time. But she just weighed in right here, and she's just a big fan of the show. Was that really what? I remembered it differently. I didn't remember her being that curt.
That was real.
That was real?
It happened.
I wish. Britt Baker, by the way, rumors and innuendo. They don't own that phrase. Fuck that podcast. I love them. Rumors and innuendo. That's Bruce Pritchard's podcast. They're good. They make money. We don't. Britt Baker might be stopping by wrestling very soon. You heard that? You heard? You don't hear anything. Why are you even here?
Great question.
She could be next week's guest. We'll see. All right, so do I have other news here? I have other news. I had the Regal. Mickie James is in the Rumble. Forbidden Door. Are they subsidizing Impact? Like, there's so many things going on here. And I've heard rumors that we're also going to get some male stars from the world outside of WWE. Is WWE finally deciding to acknowledge that they aren't the only entity in the world? They're still the top entity, but are they saying, hey, you're a great wrestler too, and we acknowledge where you work? Because that's big. That's big. It happened back in the 90s when they had ECW come to Raw, and it's happened before, but it probably hasn't happened in 15 to 20 years. This is fascinating, especially when you consider this show started last year when Mickie James got released and had all her shit thrown to her in a trash bag. And everybody hated on it, but now they're back together and working again. I don't know what it means, but we'll see. Mickie James in the Rumble opens so many exciting possibilities. Mickie James, obviously the Knockouts champ for Impact, right? She still is, correct? What does it mean? Like, I look at the men's side. What's stopping our friend of ours, Matt Cardona, who's at Impact, who's in many things? What's stopping him from being in the Rumble this year as Zack Ryder or as Matt Cardona? I don't know. As anybody. Why are you smiling like that? Why are you smiling like that? Wow. I didn't call him Zack. I called him Matt.
Oh, yeah.
I said perhaps he would be in the Rumble as Zack Ryder.
All right.
I fucking hate it here. One last thing before we get to the Liv Morgan interview. We just had a great time in Las Vegas with our friends Matt and Chelsea at their wedding. You can see we're hanging out here, just the boys, kicking it. Just me and Cody and Adam, and I call them Adam and Cody because that's their names. But I know them, so I can call them that because that's their names. But great time. Shout out to the happy couple. You guys are fantastic and great. And when inevitably, when it falls apart, you both have a home here. So, no, you're gonna be great. You're gonna be great. I love my wife. All right. We have got today a guest, a great guest. Don't do that. Don't enthusiastically give a sarcastic fist pump behind the camera.
It's not sarcastic.
That was sarcastic. I said I was about to go to the guest, and you go,
I'm excited.
nope. All right, today we have got, I believe, a wrestler who is on the rise. I believe a wrestler who is gaining confidence. I believe a wrestler who's going to matter a whole hell of a lot over the next 10, 15 years in WWE. Not that she doesn't now. I just think we're on like the precipice of her really breaking into the big time, and her match with Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch now. That's not her name at all. Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch at day one proved that it is WWE Superstar Liv Morgan, and she is here right now.
All right, Rasslin. What I pride myself with Rasslin is I like to get guests and I like to get interviewees at the height of what they're doing. I want the hot ones. I want the ones that are absolutely on the run of their career and really at the top of their game. I think today we have that. I think today she has been on the show before, but she was part of a group that interviewed. It is WWE's Liv Morgan. Hello, Liv.
Woo! Hello.
Wait, whoa,
that.
time out. What was that noise?
That was my I love that introduction. I'm ready to go. I just love that for me at the height of my game. I don't know if I'm at the height of my game because I think I'm going to be so much better.
Right.
But I will take it.
But it is fair to say you are on the run of your career so far. Do you agree with that?
So far. So far.
I mean, you're not. You've been in the game for a little bit, but you're still very, very young. So the sky is the limit for you. But over the last 3 months, I would say we've seen the best version of Liv Morgan we've ever seen. That's my take. You can take it however you want to.
No, I would take that as a compliment. Thank you so much because I've been working so hard. So thank you.
So we're going to talk wrestling in just a minute. I gotta talk some things. I need your help. Okay.
Okay.
I grew up in the South, and a couple years ago I moved north, and I now live in New Jersey. And Liv, I don't do very well in New Jersey. I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't fit in. I haven't really gotten it down. Can you help me with New Jersey? Can you help me get used to this?
Yeah, I mean, my first thing was gonna be, I was like, do you love it so much?
There's too many people here, Liv. There's too
What
many.
are you struggling with? Is it very crowded for you? Is that all?
It's very crowded. Towns never stop. There's never a break between towns. Where I'm from, you leave one town and then for 30 minutes, nothing. And then you get to another town. Here, it goes from town to town to town to town.
I know you cross a red light and it's like a new town.
There needs to be trees somewhere. There needs to be land. There needs to be cows. There needs to be a break between towns. You should be able to talk to each other between towns, not here in Jersey.
Oh my gosh.
I
love that though. High energy. It keeps it moving. You know, high energy. There's so many people to meet. You never know who you're going to come across.
That is
from all walks of life go to New Jersey. There's great pizza.
No, that's the worst attitude I've ever heard because it's such a good attitude. When I'm in a crowded place, when I'm in a very crowded place and there's a whole lot of people around me, I never think, man, there's so many people here to meet. No, I'm thinking, I wish half these people would leave.
No,
So,
you have to love everybody.
No, you don't have to. That's actually a falsehood. You do not have to love everyone. And I haven't been able to get into the diner culture yet. I've never figured out diners. When I sit down at a diner, go ahead.
That's like the best thing. Diners. There's like no diners anywhere else. New Jersey is like full of diners. And also like growing up, that was like the cool thing to do, you know? Like you get out of school or late night, you go to the diner and all your friends are there and you get like, you know, fries and a milkshake, whatever else you want to eat. Huge diner culture in New Jersey. I know so many good diners. Bring your family to the diner.
I've tried. My problem at a diner is I sit down and every diner has a menu that is 38 pages long. And they make 35,000 things in the kitchen. I have no idea what to get. I never know. It's
New Jersey, and we like to accommodate everyone because you never know what people like. So we're gonna put everything on the menu for you to ensure that you're gonna come across something that you like because it's New Jersey, and that's what we do. For everybody.
No, okay. What's your best diner order when you go to a diner? If you went to a diner right now for lunch, what would you order?
You know, I'd probably order like buffalo chicken tenders. Buffalo chicken. What?
No,
Buffalo,
nothing. It's fine.
buffalo chicken tenders. I'd get a water. I'd get a
That's
Coke. I'd get some fries.
that's an
Honestly, I order a little bit of everything because I like to taste test and I like to just dabble a little bit. You know, I might get some potato salad. You're from the South. You must like potato salad.
okay. That's profiling, and profiling is wrong. But and that's an aggressive lunch order. That's too much lunch.
Oh, I all my food orders are super duper aggressive. I like variety. Variety is the spice of life. So I have to get a couple
So you
things.
travel you travel the country, you travel the world, and you haven't been able to find a diner anywhere. I mean, the IHOPs are good. I like a good IHOP.
I don't really like IHOP. I don't like breakfast. And I know IHOP has like lunch, but you know, breakfast is their specialty. And I don't like pancakes. I don't like waffles. I mean, you know, I like both those things, but in a dessert version. I don't like them, you know, like standard to eat a healthy breakfast. I don't like eggs. I don't like sausage. I don't like bacon. I like cereal. I don't like
Can I just be
bagels.
can I be honest with you? Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I hated every word that came out of your mouth just now.
Oh my gosh,
I-
because you love breakfast, don't you?
I love breakfast, but I don't like eating breakfast in the morning. I don't know why in this country we have segmented food. We take food off our plate. We decide, oh, well, this is bacon, eggs, and sausage. We can only have that in the morning. No, bacon, eggs, and sausage is delicious all the time. I don't know why we put food in categories to where
You don't
we
need
can't
to
eat them.
listen. You don't need to listen. You can do whatever you want.
I'm not like you. I think you're a free spirit that can go out and live life and just have this beautiful world and want to meet everybody. I hate most people, okay? And I can't. I live life by the rules. I'm a coward, I guess.
Well, no, it's okay. You play it safe, and we need people like that.
So back to you. What an insult that was. Okay, back to you, because this is an interview about you and your skyrocketing career. You just had, and I think this is fair to say as well, your biggest match of your career at day one when you wrestled Becky Lynch on a Premier Live event. And thank you. I check cleared. Anyway, so you guys, did I get it right? Is it Premier Live event? It is, right? Premier Live event? Okay.
Super show.
So yeah, sure. Day one was in Atlanta, and you wrestled for the championship there against Becky Lynch, and I thought it was a very good match. Take me through the lead up to that, because you knew it was going to be the biggest match of your career going in, and
100%.
you had to deliver. Do you feel like you came through?
I do. I definitely feel like I delivered. It's crazy. I feel like my last two matches, you know, the main event on Raw, that felt like the biggest match of my career.
Sure.
You know, it was the 17-year anniversary of the Trish and Lita historic main event, the first ever female main event for the women's title. And we got to kind of mimic that. You know, I got texted by Trish Stratus, which was such an insane moment for me because, you know, of course I grew up idolizing her. She's considered like the biggest, most popular female wrestler of all time, you know? So that felt like super huge to me. And I was like, man, this is, I don't know if I'll ever have a moment like this again. And then fast forward a couple weeks later, here I am opening the first ever pay-per-view of the new year. And not only the first ever pay-per-view of the new year, it was the first ever pay-per-view of its kind, day one. It's, you know, the first time we're doing this. And we were the only women's match on the card, and it was for the title. And so I just knew I had to deliver. You know, I knew I had to deliver. I had to bring my A game. And so I feel like I did that. I feel super satisfied, which I never do. I never feel satisfied or like I did good enough. And I know that sounds very negative. I don't mean it in that way, but I watched the match back and I loved it more watching it back than I even did in the moment, which that is super rare for me. So that's how I know like I did a good job.
That spinning move out of the corner thing, that was crazy. Was that in the moment, or you were waiting to work that in?
First time I ever did that in my entire life.
Okay, that shit was wild. That was crazy.
Thank you so much. It was the first time I ever did it in my entire life. I was so happy that I pulled it off. I was like, woo! I looked at her up there and I was like, all right, let's try to nail this. And then as soon as my feet planted, I was like, got him. And then I heard the crowd and I was like, yes.
So what did you learn from that match with Becky Lynch in that environment? What did it teach you about the business, about yourself, about whatever?
I mean, I think the biggest thing I learned is that Becky's going to cheat no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but she poked my eyes in the finish.
Right.
When I went to my finish, got me. And so I learned that no matter what, Becky is dastardly and she's always going to cheat to win. And that was my mistake. You know, I don't know that I learned much more than that. You know, I just was like, wow, she's a real piece of.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm taking notes. I have a pen and a pad and I'm writing down Becky Lynch is a bad person. That is the note that I'm taking away from this.
Bad person, bad fashion.
Wait, now time out. She's big time Bex. How can she have bad fashion?
I mean, do you like her outfit? Do you see what she wears?
I don't know. I tried to watch her. I tried to look at her outfit one time. It gave me a stroke, so I haven't watched her in a while.
Exactly. You know, so it's not good. Yeah. So I just have to be more. I have to expect the worst of people, which is not something that I do too much.
I got to be honest. I think we're really getting down to some good psychology here, some good stuff, because I think that phrase, always expect the worst from people, might be a great way to go about life.
Yeah. That way you're never disappointed. You're never shocked. You're never thrown off. And I expect the best out of people. I really do. I thought that she might try to win with some honor because she thought it'd be such an easy task, you know? But no, you know, she had to cheat to win because I almost got that.
Like if you came into this interview expecting the worst, if you came in this interview thinking, okay, well, this is just a dumb idiot hick redneck who asks terrible questions and is a bad guy and is not entertaining, then when you got here, you'd be like, oh yeah, okay, I was right. So
no,
expect the worst from people.
I was like, I get to see Brendan again.
The way she's saying that. Oh yeah, I get to see Brendan. Yeah.
No, I really was. I was excited. I was excited to catch up.
Yeah. Well, so what was it? You guys were here in the summer. It was you and Woods and Omos, and you guys
got like 70 coffees.
That's true. Yes, we actually have a rule here at Barstool: only one coffee per guest now because you guys ruined us.
Is that because of us? So sorry.
Well, it was more Omos. I mean, it was.
He's a big guy. He needs like 10 coffees just to even get his throat wet, you know.
So how was the backstage reaction to day one? To you know, just because it was a new pay-per-view, it was a new event. You guys were trying something different. Like you're starting off the year with a huge event, and that's never really happened. So what was the backstage feeling like after that show?
I thought it was great. You know, everyone was in high spirits. We just had a great show. It just felt like the standard, you know, like we just got another pay-per-view. We're all gonna just, you know, put our best foot forward, do the work. I thought the production was great. You know, I love the set. I thought it was good. I had no complaints. I was happy to be on it. I was happy to kill it.
Is this thing over with you and big time Bex?
Never. Never, because she cheated and I'm still going. I'm never gonna stop until I get that belt, Brandon. No, actually this Monday we have a #1 contender triple threat match. Myself, Bianca, and Doudrop, and winner gets to face Rebecca again. And so that's where my mind is at right now. You know, I'm just trying to focus and hone in on that match, which is not going to be easy. You know, Bianca's so talented. She could do it all. And Doudrop, I've never worked with Doudrop before ever. So that's so unknown to me. And they have so much history together. And so I'm just kind of focusing on that and just focusing on winning that match so I could face Becky and then so I can beat her. And then maybe I'll give her a rematch.
Triple threat match. I mean, that seems like that doesn't seem fun to me. It's hard enough to wrestle one person. Wrestling two seems like it would be much more difficult. Am I stupid?
It is, but is it crazy? That's like my favorite match.
Really?
Triple threats are like my favorite. There's so much going on and timing is so important and timing is so intricate. And it just really raises the stakes because everyone's got to be on their note, really, you know. And so there's no room for error, which I love because I I feel like I work best under pressure, and triple threat matches, there's such high pressure because you don't need to be pinned to lose. There's
Right.
two other people, you know, your focus is kind of split between two instead of one. I just like, and I like the creativity. I like the innovation of it. You could do a lot of cool things with, you know, 3 bodies. And so I appreciate
that.
like the art. Yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate the art. I appreciate the art of it.
All right, that was Liv Morgan. She's a pleasant gal.
So pleasant.
So pleasant. Really, really enjoyable. And hell of a career. She's skyrocketing. Just boom. I didn't make that noise. Boom. Could you Photoshop in or could you edit in me making a good rocket noise?
We can edit, we can't.
Fucking hands up there. Yeah, right.
Shut up about my hands! Shut up about my hands! My hands are where they need to be. Do y'all like the Office episode when he's like, shut up about the sun? Shut up about the sun. That's Gabe. Gabe's an underrated character, in my opinion. You know, nothing. Just blank. Okay.
One season, right?
Cheese and rice. What?
How many seasons was he on?
Gabe was on multiple seasons. He was on at least 2 seasons. Because he got there when Sabre got there. So he went on all through Robert California. He was there at least 2 seasons.
I like Robert California. A lot of people did not.
Okay, well, you should be on a list. Speaking of lists, it is We Just Made the List here on Rasslin. We just made the list, and I've already told you I love the Rumble. It's my favorite event. Top 5 Royal Rumble surprises. Number 5, Edge, 2010. In 2010, I went to Extreme Rules in New Orleans because it was close to my house in Mississippi. It was 4.5 hours away. And they announced that night or right after that, they're going to have the Rumble in Atlanta in 2010. I was like, oh my God, the Rumble is my favorite event. I didn't go because I was poor as fuck. But if I had gone, I would have seen Edge returning from an injury. They had just started a great tag team with Jericho, Edge and Jericho. It was going to be great. He got hurt. I don't know if it's his ACL or his elbow, whatever he got hurt. His Achilles? That's worse than all what I just said. So he got really hurt. They had to transition to Jericho, which also turned out awesome. But at the Rumble, Jericho's in the ring, and then I think he was 30. I think Edge's music hits at number 30. Boom, he comes out, eliminates Jericho. Also had a great subtext of Shawn Michaels trying to get the rematch with Undertaker that year, where he had lost to him in the previous Mania, and he was doing everything he could to get him. And if he won the Rumble, he was going to choose to wrestle Undertaker. Well, he ended up like getting eliminated 3rd to last or 4th from last. Anyway, Edge, 2010 Rumble number 5. Number 4, this is cheating a little bit because she wasn't a debut. She wasn't a surprise that she was there, but she wasn't booked in the Rumble. She had been in the title match earlier. I think the year was, is it 2019 or 2020? Years don't matter to me anymore. I think it's 2019. Y'all don't know it all.
4 years to choose from here. 2019.
2019. When did they? It was 2019, right? Because that was the year they were in New York. They main evented, Becky and them main evented WrestleMania in New York, right?
Yeah, but we're talking the Rumble.
I'm trying to figure out when the fuck it was. She had to win the Rumble to get in the title match,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
2019 Royal Rumble. Becky Lynch, not booked in the Rumble, ends up coming out, beating the shit out of somebody, taking her place. Great surprise. She ends up winning the Rumble. What was that noise? What?
Make a noise.
2019 Becky Lynch. Number 3. You're in production, right? This one always bothered me because they kind of botched the entrance. But AJ Styles, number 3, 2016, AJ Styles, his music hits and we just look at Roman's face. We just see Roman's face and he's just doing this, like this jazz right here. I'm like, okay, well, what's he looking at? And you hear the noise and then you see the guy coming out like this and AJ Styles. Huge mark for AJ Styles. He shows up. Yes, you don't have to do that. You didn't have to behind the camera take your hood off like AJ Styles. AJ Styles, number 3, 2016. I still will go back on YouTube and watch AJ Styles fan reactions. It's one of my favorite things to do. Number 2, Edge, 2020. 10 years later. He's been gone for 9 years. They're in Houston or Phoenix. One of those. They were in Houston. In Houston, Houston and Phoenix are the same city. They're the same city. One's a little hotter. I'm right. They're just, whatever. They're in Houston. He comes out of the baseball dugout. Dun, 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 and I mean, shit went crazy. It was incredible. One of the great returns ever. So great to see him. Edge 2020 #2 and #1, 3 blocks from here, across the street, Madison Square Garden. John Cena's been hurt. He's out. Triple H is in the ring. He's about to win the Rumble. Number 30 hits. Boom. John Cena's music. It gets no better than that. That guy's phone's going off. Made a noise. Doesn't matter. John Cena, #1. Why is my voice doing that?
You're excited.
John Cena, #1. Royal Rumble 2008. Now, I like to talk non-wrestling things with wrestlers sometimes. Last week I had AEW star John Silver in the building. We've already put that video out. If you haven't watched the whole video, I'm going to give you a taste right here, but go to our YouTube and watch the whole thing. It's about 40 minutes long. But we started talking about movies, specifically sports movies, and John Silver said the worst thing I've ever heard a human being say. What did he say? Right here, John Silver.
I don't think you enjoyed this interview much. Don't put your arms down.
I'm not. I'm feeling great.
I want to ask you more random questions since you like random questions.
Let's do it. Keep it going, baby.
What's your favorite sports movie? Keep your arms up.
They're up high.
Okay, I'm just
Sports movie. Shit. Let me go with. This is a hard question.
I know.
I might say The Waterboy. I might go with The Waterboy.
keep your arms up.
They're up.
The Waterboy?
Yeah.
The fucking Waterboy.
The Waterboy's a great movie.
I bet Captain Insano is like one of your favorite characters in a movie.
Oh my god, he's so funny.
Captain Insano?
Yeah, I work with him now.
I know. Have
my
you made him do
coworker.
the Captain Insano thing? I bet he loves doing
I
it.
used to do a YouTube thing where I used to remake movie scenes, and I wanted to do it with him, but I was scared to ask him because he's a giant.
But look at your arms. You shouldn't be scared to ask anybody anything.
Well, I'll do it eventually. I'll get it in.
Can I tell you a real life story?
Also, Blades of Glory is a good sports movie.
Don't answer this question anymore because it is legitimately going to make me jump out of this window right here.
Thank you, John. So this isn't just about AEW. It isn't just about WWE. It isn't just about Japan. It's about professional wrestling. And across this country, whether you're in the Northwest, the Northeast, the South, the Southwest, the Midwest, wherever you are, on a Friday night, on a Saturday night, there's a gym, there's a fairgrounds, there's an arena, there's a warehouse with a ring, a loud-ass ring in it. And there are about 200 people, 40 people, 80 people, 800 people, whatever it is, and they're watching wrestling for the love of it. And the next wave of big stars are coming up. They're paying their dues. They're coming up the hard way. That's why Indy Corner exists. And this week, Indy Corner, for the second time. Last week we had VSK. It was fantastic. It's a spot for people to come and use this platform that I have built for them because I'm a great fucking guy. This week, his name is Hayden Backlund. He's 20 years old. Might be a star soon. Indy Corner. Indy Corner, which is where we talk to... Why are you sitting so straight?
I like my posture.
Is that how you sit?
Yeah, come on.
You're announcing your presence with authority? You're trying to look stronger and tougher than me.
Because I am.
Do you... Well, my next question, do you think you're stronger and tougher than me?
I mean, we could find out, but let's just keep the interview going.
We haven't even started the interview yet. I run the interviews around, unless you want to.
No. I'll let you keep your job.
Okay, so it is Indy Corner. This is where we talk to the next generation. Listen, I can talk to all the very, very famous wrestlers these days and, rub shoulders, rub elbows with them because I'm rich myself. I'm not.
I kind of.
I'm very poor.
I once was, but not anymore.
Congratulations.
Yeah, my dad did very well.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
So, to my left, and Indy Corner this week, is Hayden Backlund. And if you're familiar, Hayden Backlund does sound kind of interesting. So my first question is, are you related to that 70s and 80s wrestler Greg the Hammer Valentine?
No, but the one that was like that really long-running champion and kind of revolutionized
Superstar
the
Billy
business.
Graham.
Nah, not that one. Bob Backlund, though.
Bob Backlund.
That one.
Bob
That
Backlund.
one.
Last I heard, he ran for president.
Yeah, should have won, too. Should have won.
Do you get interested in who runs for president?
Not really. I mean, I just kind of counting down the days until I can, because that's when I can, fix everything around here. Mm-hmm. But no, doesn't really affect me.
I feel like it might. It affects me.
Well,
God knows I got to get I got to get a vaccination every other
Yeah,
week to fight this
yeah.
fucking.
well, when
First,
you're,
you got to get the herpes vaccination, then you got to get all this COVID stuff.
when you're 20, you know, and you know you're very successful already, and your family's rich. You guys can talk to politics.
Are you 20 years old?
I am 20.
Really?
Yes.
So if you and I wanted to go out and just get some beers and hang out with the fellas, we couldn't do that.
We could not, sadly.
That's a really young age to already be progressing in the wrestling business.
Yeah, it's very early, you know, very quick success for me. But, you know, what else would you expect from a Backlund?
Do you wrestle like Bob Backlund?
I do. My move that I guess some people call finish, what I usually win with, is a crossface chicken wing. So, you know.
Now why'd you do that? Finish. Because if you always win with it, then it does finish your matches.
Well, the reason because I said that is it doesn't have to be the way I win every match. It just matters if I win. You know, a lot of wrestlers these days really care about, you know, the quality of the match.
Right.
I don't give a damn. I just want to win. I don't get paid by the hour. So if I hit the crossface or I kick you in the balls and roll you up, it's the same result.
So does Hayden Backlund have bad matches?
I have winning matches. You know, I don't really care if it's good or bad. You know, I'm not a fan.
So you're working out of the Buffalo region, but you're working in independents across the country. Is that fair to say?
Yep. I was in Atlanta coming out of
Beautiful
Nightmare Factory.
country. I love the South, man. I love the South.
It's all right. It's rough. You know, one time I saw the front row. You could have played count the teeth. 3 teeth in the entire front row.
My grandmother was in the crowd that night.
I know. She came over after.
My grandmother?
She's a nice lady.
It's disgusting.
What do you think I was talking about?
I don't know.
Okay.
What'd you do? Play categories or something?
Yeah, we watched old matches.
She didn't even like wrestling.
What?
She's a big Alabama fan. I don't like
I
that.
hate
I
Alabama.
don't know what I'm talking about. She just died last year. I probably shouldn't even be using her as content.
Ooh, sorry for your loss.
That's so. Thanks. Thank you. What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
You just laugh at my grandmother dying?
Chuckle.
By the way, my grandmother, who just died, she owns a hat a lot like that.
Really?
Yeah. It doesn't say Backlund on
You
it.
know, I kept getting looks because I'm not from New York City, and disgusting city, by the way.
The worst.
It is horrible. What is this thing? Everyone keeps yelling "bing bong" at me. What is that? You know, is that something going around?
I don't know. Maybe you got a bing bong looking face.
Really? I thought we had something here.
We don't. We do. We might.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, let's keep it going then.
So what would you describe your wrestling style as? I know you already said a winner, but you have a style. You have something you like to put out there. This is how I like to beat my opponents. How do you like to beat your opponents?
Well, I enjoy beating my opponents as quick as I can.
That's the same way I look at sex.
Sadly, same. But I would believe I implement a lot of strikes because there's a misconception in the business. A lot of people, you can say, woo? What was that?
I just want to see if you can handle a strike.
I did. I was weak, by the way.
It was a very firm shoulder.
Yeah, thank you.
Shockingly firm.
Just in the chest. But, I'll make my point. A lot of people believe you want to be big in wrestling. And I completely disagree. You know, in the Attitude Era, maybe, when everyone was very large and big. But in this day and age where guys are going so fast and throwing kicks and flips, if you're one of these muscleheads, you're going to get blown up. You need all the blood. You need all that oxygen. I don't think so. So I believe strikes and a solid implement of amateur wrestling is the way to go.
Were you a good amateur wrestler?
I was. State level.
New York's a big state.
It is.
Big state. Shockingly big state.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize New York's as big as it is. It's pretty fucking big.
Everyone thinks it's just New York City.
Nah,
you forget it's all upstate.
It's a bunch of Syracuses and Rochesters and Buffaloes and
Buffalo.
Poughkeepsies and Schenectadys and just a bunch of places that I would never want to go to at all.
I get that. New York City is still the worst. Buffalo's the best, of course, as you see our Buffalo Bills, you know.
Oh, they're going to the playoffs. Yeah,
they're going to the Super Bowl. What do you mean playoffs?
Well, I don't. Not necessarily. They still got to win 3 playoff games before that happens.
It's easy. It's a layup.
A layup.
It's a layup.
They play football, not basketball.
Well, if they did, big, tall Josh Allen at 6'5" would make it look like a layup.
So, you've been working some down south territories, indies?
Yes.
Stuff? How's that?
Well,
You like working down south? I bet you love it.
I do not. A lot of the people one thing, and if whoever's watching this, if you go to a wrestling show, please wear deodorant. Please, because in the South, I guess that's not a thing. Are you from the South?
I'm from West Point, Mississippi, sir.
Oh. Oof.
Population, did you say out loud the word oof?
I think so. What's the population, 12?
8,000 people.
Ooh.
8,000 people, yes.
Nice. Do any of them wear deodorant? Because in the South, that is just not a thing. You know, it's where I'm from, in the mean streets of Grand Island.
Grand Island?
Yeah.
New York?
Yeah.
Okay, you just made that town up.
I did not at all.
That's not a real city. That's not a real city.
It produces straight gangsters like me. The mean streets of Grand... Get this. I once saw a drug deal in Grand Island. Grand Island sounds very intimidating, doesn't it?
My dad is in jail for selling meth.
Well, he probably did it on Grand Island.
You can't spell Grand Island.
Fair enough.
Do you think this is going well?
I think it's going incredible. Anything with me on it goes well.
I think I do pretty well, too. Did you see my video with MJF?
Loved it.
300,000 views.
Ooh,
yeah,
wow.
Mostly for me.
Yeah, I totally believe that.
I showed titty.
That's sometimes what you got to do.
That's all the time what I got to do, bro. Anyway, the reason I keep asking about the South, and this is just me spitballing, and if I'm misreading your character or where you come from, please let me know.
Character?
Well, or just if I'm misreading what you're about, let me know.
Okay.
But I see red, white, and blue shoes. I see blue tracksuit here. Red hat that might have other political meanings behind it.
Why does
see.
everyone keep saying that? I can't have my name on a hat. I can't have my name on a hat.
I feel like I see a character in a presentation that would do pretty well in the South with their political leanings. I think you're leaning political.
What? No, me never. Politics doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't. You know, I can't just. What does this look like to you? Seriously, it's just my name on a hat. You ever heard of merchandise? You know, you want to sell and make some money.
Not on this show. Ooh. Nobody buys shit.
Maybe I would if you would stop trying to...
Would you buy a wrestling shirt?
I would if you stopped trying to make it political.
I probably had to put it in red, white, and blue so you wear it.
You're not... Why? You don't love America?
I love America.
Thank you.
I love America.
Thank
I
you.
just feel like you're trying to make it good again, great again, better again. I don't know what you're trying... You're trying to improve America again.
What?
I didn't even have anything written down. I just wanted to do that.
Fair enough. No, there's no... I love everybody. It doesn't matter. You know, I get it a lot. Everyone looks at me and they think I'm trying to act like some orange dude. I'm so young. I don't know what they're talking about, honestly. But it's not like that at all. It's just, I love this country. It has given me so many opportunities. Why wouldn't I want to represent it? You know, I don't want to be one of those people on social media with the Cheeto dust on their keyboard, just bitching and complaining.
There was you like to read?
Sometimes. Usually I have people read for me.
Back in the day, there were multiple bookstores I would go to. I'd go to Book World, Bookland. In the mall in my hometown, there was a bookstore called Borders, but it's long been closed. Are you in favor of open or closed borders?
Well, I'm in favor of whoever comes to the show I'm on, they buy a shirt and buy a ticket, boo me, cheer me. That's what I'm in favor of. Doesn't matter what border it is. Just come watch me so I can make money. And then one day, when you're all old and in bed, I can laugh at you. That's what I care about.
How old do you think I am?
Old enough.
That's true, actually. That's correct answer.
Okay.
So, you're 20 years old.
I am 20.
Which I think you're lying. But let's say you're 20 years old.
Okay.
What does 30-year-old Hayden Backlund look like in the wrestling business?
Honestly, maybe retired.
But in 10 years?
Yeah, come on. We're a year in. I've already been on AEW. You know, if at the pace this is going, I'll probably be done retired. People will be begging me on social media to come back, pay me a bunch of money. I don't know.
You know where I'll be in 10 years?
Dead?
Probably.
Where, though? Where will you be in 10 years?
No, I was going to say dead.
Oh, okay.
That's actually, you just jumped the line on me. I was going to drop the punchline, but it really is true. I got high cholesterol.
Hit the weights or something.
It also stings when I pee sometimes.
I had that problem one time, but that was for a different reason.
It was probably the same reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. STD brothers. Okay. Good.
Hey.
All right. So if 10 years you're going to be retired, this is a wrestling show.
It is.
Tell people in 5 years, what does the wrestling business with Hayden Backlund in it look like?
I don't believe it's a wrestling business. I believe it will become the Hayden Backlund business.
That seems a lot.
It's not. 100%. I have all the confidence in the world.
Roman Reigns. It's not the Roman Reigns business.
Yeah, but I think I'll do better than him. Come on. Where was he when he was 20? Failing in college football? Just like all those guys in WWE? I get it. They probably don't want me now because, I'm an independent wrestler, but I've never failed at a singular thing I've done. So that's their entire roster. They got failed Mr. Bodybuilders and failed Mr. MMAs.
You say the word failed interestingly.
Failed.
You say
Failed.
fouled.
Failed.
Fouled.
Fouled?
You said fouled.
Fouled.
Failed.
Failed.
Say the A hard.
Failed.
Hard. I know you like saying certain letters hard. Say.
Son of a
The Hayden Backlund business in 5 years.
Yes.
What's it look like?
I don't know. Maybe a tower with my name on it.
You talked to TK lately?
I haven't. I talked to him when I was at AW. Nice guy.
It does
Really
make
like
sense
him.
that's where you would talk to him,
Yeah.
because that's usually where he is.
Yeah, very nice guy.
You talked to Vinnie Mac?
I have not. Would love to, though. I would love to.
I would think Vinnie Mac's probably been to the Backlund family house before.
Probably. He probably wants another one,
Another Backlund family
Oh my
house?
God. You're telling me right now he would not love to be able to throw that name all over that company again? I think he would.
He might. Are you as good a wrestler as Bob?
100%.
Pretty big statement.
Gotta live by it.
So,
So,
where are you working these days? Where are you at? If I want to go see Hayden Backlund in 3 weeks, where would I go?
so I am up with a promotion called Daddy Yeah Productions.
I'm sorry?
Called Daddy Yeah Productions
Daddy
in
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Good.
And I would be everywhere, but everything kind of just shut down.
Is beef on weck as good as they say?
It's disgusting. I had beef on whack one time in Buffalo. It was like bubble gum. It's just my ex-girlfriend made me go. It was disgusting.
First of all, I think you just had bubble gum.
No, I did it.
Secondly, you're 20 years old. You shouldn't be throwing stories about your ex-girlfriend.
I didn't name drop.
No, you didn't name drop it. I'm just saying you're 20. So what is this girl? You were a girlfriend and boyfriend when you were 17? That doesn't count. That doesn't count. You don't have a real ex-girlfriend until you're at least 23.
It does count.
I'm sorry. It counted. She probably goes to sleep at night thinking about the Hayden Backlund business.
Yeah, she missed out. Get this. It's like a winning lottery ticket.
Just being with you?
100%. She threw away mansions.
Actually, the girl that broke up with me in college, she lives in a trailer now. She's fat.
Oh, mine's lining up that way, too.
I'm fat too, though.
Oh.
What were you about to do?
I was flexing. A little win for Hayden. You could take
Could
the
you
little victory.
do that flex again? You don't know how to flex.
What do you mean?
You don't know how to. You look like you're.
That's a flex right there. Maybe I got to teach
Put
you
them
how to flex.
out. Put them out.
Nah, see, in the mean
Put 'em
streets
out.
of Grand Island.
That's not.
Ooh, what is this? Ooh, yeah, I'm weighing in. Oh, that's a flex. Let me know you're about business. Try it. Come on, front.
No, I feel like I'm about to hump somebody. I don't want.
What do you need that much motion? The hips are gone. You're
Ben
using
gone,
the
bro.
arms?
Ben gone, brother. I got 4 kids.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Damn.
You all right?
Yeah, I can't even imagine 4 kids.
I'm sure Hayden Backlund business can probably support a lot of kids if you're going to be as rich as you.
Fair enough.
All right. So real talk.
Real talk.
Real talk.
The realist?
The realist.
All right.
When will you be on the top of the wrestling world?
I believe within 3 years.
3 years. You have a 3-year plan.
I got a 3-year plan.
Usually guys like you take 4 years or they get, reelected or unreelected.
Yeah. We'll see. That whole re-election stuff, I got to be like 45 or something.
35.
35?
35, which is a long time
I
for
didn't
you.
go to college.
Okay, well, you're out then. You got to go to college. You can't just not have a college degree.
I mean, I'll get a bullshit 2-year degree here or there. But within 3 years, I believe I'll be on top. Because the thing is, like I said earlier, everyone's trying to do these good matches. I'm just bouncing guys' heads off the canvas and pinning them. This is easy for me.
You want to chop me?
Chop you?
Yeah.
I'll give you a chop.
Don't.
Okay.
All right. Hayden Backlund, soon to be the owner of the Hayden Backlund business. What is that?
Professional wrestling. It's the Backlund takeover. The Backlunds are back, baby.
The Backlunds are back. And that is, you can't flex at all. Rasslin.
I'll make up my own flex.
Now, it is your turn, unfortunately. I've been talking this whole time. Now you get a chance to talk. But we're amending this a little bit because it used to just be voicemails. But last week, we only got 3 usable voicemails. Most of you were drunk or high or something. Anyway, we're doing a couple voicemails. How many we got?
3.
We have 3 voicemails, and we also have, you can tweet at, are we at Rasslin or at Barstool Rasslin? What's our? At Rasslin. Follow at Rasslin on Twitter. You know, I don't really use social media. At Rasslin on Twitter, and you can use the hashtag AskRasslin to get your question into this show. We're going to put it right up here on the screen. So we got 3 voicemails, and then we got 4 submitted questions here that we're going to get to. That'll be the end of the show. Let's go with voicemail number 1.
Hey, Brandon. There's been a lot of talk lately about all the releases WWE's been doing, releasing some pretty big names and also just some names that weren't going to make it no matter where they are.
Yeah.
And, of course, with that goes everybody talking about AEW needing to pick up this person, they need to pick up that person.
Sure.
AEW has picked up a whole lot of ground over the last year. It's become pretty competitive. If you can take one person in the women's and the men's division to place on the AEW roster that you think would put them over the top and make them a true, serious, long-term contender, which is looking like they already are anyway, who would that be?
Well, the answer is guys that they will never be able to get. Like, Roman Reigns is probably, he has WWE in his blood, right? It's like, Roman Reigns, to me, is the most bankable star in wrestling in 2022, period. He just is. But I think if AEW was able to ever get Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar, I think Brock Lesnar would also do it. He'd bring mainstream appeal, and he would bring everything. But ultimately, I don't know that getting even the top level of WWE star is what's going to make AEW last as a major factor in professional wrestling in America. I think they're going to last, but I think they're going to do that by now cultivating what they have underneath. When Adam Cole, who's still only 31 years old, when he rises up and becomes the next big megastar in wrestling, when MJF rises up and becomes the next big megastar in wrestling, the key is to make your own megastar and not just take theirs. Because if you take somebody else, if you go buy something at the grocery store, it has a shelf life. It has an expiration date. But if you grow it in your backyard, man, you can take care of that puppy for a long, long time. MJF, and I know they say the 4 pillars. I don't really buy into that because I don't see some of those guys being the top level star, the breakthrough mainstream star. MJF could do it. Adam Cole could do it. And when one of those pops off, that's when they go to the moon. Voicemail number 2.
Hi, Brandon. Danielle from Illinois.
A girl?
Am I like your only female fan? I mean, don't get excited. You're old enough to be my dad. Hey, now that William Regal and Road Dogg are out of the fold, what visible impact do you think we'll see on their programming? Thanks. Bye.
First of all, that was rude. All right, you don't know how old I am. Also, sup. Just relax. I'm 42 years old, all right? I ain't trying to. On the programming, I think I already said it. Earlier in the show, but I'm going to say it again. I don't know that we will notice the loss of Road Dogg and Scott Armstrong and Regal as much because they're able to put their touches on finishing products that go on camera. Now, there might be on-camera products that aren't as polished or aren't as well-rounded in the future, but it's hard for us to notice that, especially at the fandom level that I'm at. I mean, I don't know the intricacies of what they add, but losing Regal, losing Road Dogg, losing all that means you have lost the last bastion of what NXT was, what NXT for a decade meant, what it felt like. It was legitimately it was the best promotion in America for a while, and that's just the truth. And now that's all dead, and Regal's gone, and Armstrong's gone, and it's just it stinks. It stinks. I don't know about the product on the TV, how you notice the changes without them there, but I know when I see that NXT 2.0 logo, no matter how good it gets, no matter how great Braun Breaker gets, I'm going to miss what we had. Voicemail number 3.
And I just got a quick question about my man, Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah.
From one Adam Cole stan to another,
Sure.
Can you put into words why you believe Adam Cole is one of the best wrestlers or one of the best upcoming wrestlers in the profession today? Because my girlfriend, she doesn't really get it. I try to explain it to her that he just has this certain something, this certain pizzazz about him. But
Right.
I want to hear in the words of a wrestling aficionado like yourself, why he's so great. Thanks, Brandon. Keep doing you.
I just feel like, and I know he gets a comparison all the time, probably gets tired of it. When Shawn Michaels walked into a room in 1995, it was just, the room became different. When Roman Reigns walks into a room, it becomes different. Not everybody, not every great wrestler, when they walk into a room, change the tenor of a room. When Adam Cole walks into a ring, let's say the Young Bucks are out there and Kenny Omega, even when he walks around royalty like that, those are great wrestlers, he just looks different. There's something about him, there's a presence. That guy's got it. Not just it, because Kenny Omega's got it. Adam Cole's got it, in my opinion. This is my opinion. I think he's got a presence, a way, a look, and everything about him. And by the way, we interviewed him on the show. Might be the nicest guy I've ever met in professional wrestling. I just think he's got double it, and is going to be a double star. That's what I believe about Adam Cole. You can't really explain it. You just can't. But you know it when you see it. And to me, he's it. Roman's it. MJF might, MJF's kind of it. Britt Baker's it. Speaking of, that whole house is it. They should, if they ever have a baby, they got to name it It. Come here, It. It Cole. Stop. All right, so we'll put the tweets up here. We asked you to hashtag AskRasslin. My boy Pat Gagne, who is a longtime fan, huge, he's been with us from the beginning. Love Pat. He's great. Is he Pat from Winnipeg that's called in? I think he is.
Yes.
He asked, is Darby Allin a good professional wrestler or is he just Diet Jeff Hardy? Pat, my boy, you've been with us from the beginning. What? I hate that question very much. What? In what world is Jeff Hardy not a good professional wrestler? Jeff Hardy's a legend. Jeff Hardy is a star. Jeff Hardy is everybody's childhood. Jeff Hardy for 25, 30 years now has been at the top level of this and has been believable and great and fantastic. Love Jeff Hardy. And is Darby Allin a good professional wrestler? Yeah. Yeah, he very much is. No, I would say he's a great professional wrestler. I'd say both these guys are great professional wrestlers. Love you, Pat from Winnipeg, like a brother. But sometimes I get so confused by a question, don't like it so much, I just make noises. At Roshan 100 emoji, fire emoji, Jamaica flag emoji. I don't know what flag that is. That's in England. It's one of the Englands. All right. Brandon, do you think the storyline between Roman, Brock, and Paul Heyman is the best storyline in pro wrestling right now? Also, what are your thoughts on it? AskRasslin. I do. I think anything involving Roman Reigns in 2022 is the best. That guy's just got a presence. He's got a way about him. Roman Reigns can do no wrong in wrestling, and that's very rare. It's happened before. Hogan in the 80s, Cena, Triple H at some points in the ring, The Rock. This guy can do no wrong. Like any story they decide to go with, anywhere they go, I'm hook, line, and sinker with it. And you bring in the relationship with Brock Heyman and Paul Lesnar. Did I get that backwards?
No.
I got it. Nailed it. Brock Heyman and Paul Lesnar?
Got it.
Nailed it. So you bring in that relationship, it's all gold. It is all gold, and they can take it wherever. This can end with Heyman screwing over Lesnar and reuniting the belts with Reigns. It can end with Lesnar standing there and Heyman ends up winning in the end. Wherever they go, they got me. I'm convinced. I'm good. Chase Steinberg says, we have not heard any thoughts on NXT 2.0 as wrestling went away before the start. Which wrestlers are your favorites so far and who's on the path to be future endeavored? I won't comment on future endeavored because I feel like that's a little rude. But listen, Braun Breaker's a dude, man. Braun Breaker is going to be fantastic. Braun Breaker is awesome. Braun Breaker is the future. And they put the belt on him last week. That's the right move. I love Braun Breaker. I think he's He's going to be great. And Carmelo Hayes, fantastic. Fantastic wrestler. So those two guys are at the top of the heap for me. And yeah, we'll see where it goes. The last question, what's the best wrestling show you've ever been to? And I will end the show with this. This is the first time I've ever released it. First time I've ever done it. I'm not real sure I want to do it, but I'm going to do it because it shows my connection to wrestling and how strong it's gotten. He asked me what my favorite wrestling show ever. So I'm going to put up a video of September 10th, 2021. Me and my little girl went to SmackDown at MSG. We sat front row at MSG. We felt like kings. We felt incredible. It was one of my happiest times I've ever had with wrestling. And it was the first time I'd gotten my daughter into wrestling, but she got into it during COVID, so she had never been to a show. This was her first show. And just watching her reactions all night to seeing these guys, seeing these people, seeing Roman, seeing Brock, seeing the Usos, seeing Becky, seeing on and on and on and on, seeing all these performers, it was just incredible. And I'm going to share this video with you. The first wrestler at her first show ever that ever came out through the curtain was Rhea Ripley, and this is what happened. Put your hand out. Put your hand out. And that right there is wrestling.